Hi! Well, I'm here to answer your questions. I got 3 over the last week that I'm super excited about. They were all very good questions, and I put a little bit of thought into them, and now I'm ready to answer them. So the first one is, how do you motivate yourself and, most importantly, stay motivated? That is a loaded question because I think everybody has a hard time motivating themselves and staying motivated. It'd be really cool if there was a magic pill that allowed us to get that motivation and keep that high forever. We'd all be awesome if that were the case. So it's too bad, so sad, but we don't have the pill. So what can we do to get motivated and stay motivated? Well, obviously, since I'm kind of talking about fitness and nutrition, we're talking about fitness here, and it kind of all applies to anything in life you want to do, but obviously find something that motivates you or inspires you or a goal you have. And then, you could research it or whatever to get that motivation. And once you decide that that's something that you really want to do and that it's something you want to conquer in life or do, then set yourself some goals. And it's good to have small goals and big goals. But I think we all can get motivated. It's keeping the motivation is probably the main question here, is my guess. And so let's talk about that. I wasn't always motivated by fitness. Most of my life was going to the gym for a couple months and then quitting, and then a little while later I'd go again, and I never went long enough to get any results and see any difference, and I was eating wrong the whole time as well. And so I'd go to the gym and come home and be like, oh, I worked out, so now I can have this or this or that, and so of course there was no progress. And progress with fitness takes, seriously, forever. It's very slow, and you don't go to the gym once and see anything except for maybe feel how sore you are. So fitness is definitely something that you have to really want, really want, and really make a goal for, so you can stick with it. So for me, I got seriously tired of, in my mind, I'm so hard on myself, but in my mind I was failing constantly. I couldn't, even after having Hudson or Hadley, I felt like, oh my gosh, I can't even starve myself long enough to lose any weight or whatnot, and that never worked. And that's when, for me, the whole fitness and nutrition side came alive and became a fire inside me, because I was sick and tired of feeling like a failure and not being comfortable in my own skin. So that's when all this started in my research and whatnot. And so I just I got determined, and I think determination and willpower are probably the number 2 things that you have to stick with anything. So you really just can't give up on yourself. If you have a night where you don't sleep well, and like last night for me, my dogs were up barking and kept me up, and I was exhausted, and my alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning to work out, I I have a choice to make. Am I gonna get up? Am I gonna work out, or am I gonna say, oh my gosh, I'm too tired, I want to be tired the rest of the day, screw this, I'm not doing it? Or do I make the decision to get up and work out anyways? And for the most part, I have to make that fight, and I usually pick the go work out choice. And what's awesome about working out is that you feel better afterwards. So I get myself in the gym and I work out, and then the rest of the day I actually probably feel better than I would if I would have stayed in bed and slept, because the rest of the day I would have been all droggy and tired and been cursing my dog's name. But instead I get up and I work out. And so it's really that battle. It's a constant battle. It's not easy for me. It's not easy for you. But it's definitely not easier for me. It's just a decision. And you have to continuously make that decision and be consistent with that decision, even on the days you don't want to. So I don't know. I don't think it's about, maybe it is about keeping that motivation, but I have an idea in my head how I would like my clothes to fit. And it's not even all about that for me, but you know, I want to be strong. I want to be able to, you know, run around with my kids without being out of breath. And, you know, I want to be able to do so many pull-ups, and I want to do so many of these things, and that just came with time of working out. I kept setting different goals for myself. So that's what keeps me going, and I know that every day I don't work out or every day I don't do what I want to is one day I'm farther from my goals. And so that really keeps me doing what I want to do. So I hope that helps. I don't know. There's no secret pill, like I said. Oh, the other thing I did want to say is that motivation comes in waves. So sometimes you're like on that high, and sometimes that wave goes down and you go on a low. And it's when you're on that low is when your choices really, really, really matter. There's no timeouts if you want to stay motivated. There's just no timeouts. When you're feeling like crud and you don't want to go do what you have planned, or you're like, oh, I'm just going to put it on the back burner for now, that's fine. Life happens, but those are the times to make the tough choices, and you get through that hump, and then you get back on your high. And again, that low will come again at some point, but it's always easier to tackle the next time because you've already been through it and you know how to get through it, or just to keep that willpower going. So I think that's good for that question. So let's see. The next question is, can I eat dairy and still lose weight? Good question. Love this question. I have a lot of experience or experimenting with this one. I've researched a lot about it. So here's what I found. Absolutely. You can absolutely eat dairy. It has to be the right dairy though. You can't eat like plate yogurts and, you know, like milk and just the kind of unhealthy yogurts that have a lot of sugar in them. I don't know if you've ever looked at a plate yogurt, but I mean, they literally have like 20 something grams of sugar in this like little container. I mean, I barely eat more than that a day in sugar. So you're not going to lose weight by putting that much sugar in your body. Even though they are advertising it as a health food, it's not. So you really got to look at the ingredients. So the other side note about dairy is, are you lactose tolerant? How do you handle dairy? How does your body handle it? Because it's different for everybody. If you can't handle dairy well, then stay away from it, because you aren't going to lose weight. You're going to feel like crud, and it's just going to bloat you and make you feel horrible. And if you don't realize you're lactose intolerant, pay attention. If you eat dairy, do you have gas? Does your stomach bloat? Do you burp? Any of those things are happening, then just stay away from dairy. If you seem to eat it and it's fine, then just eat it. Just make sure you're eating a good quality dairy, like a good quality Greek yogurt. And there are so many different kinds of Greek yogurt out there, and not all are good. I mean, you could go get a decent Greek yogurt that has like 9 grams per like cup of sugar, or you could get one that has, there's one at Safeway I found for a cup is like 2 grams of sugar. And either of those are fine, but would you rather eat 9 grams of sugar or 2 grams of sugar? And they both taste exactly the same. So you just got to really look at the nutrition labels. It's super important. Milk, it's not necessarily bad for you, but it has a lot of sugar in it. So you got to pay attention to that as well. And dairy can, for some people, because we're all different, and we all have different body types, can cause inflammation, low blood sugar. So pay attention to those things. If you notice you're eating Greek yogurt and every time after you eat Greek yogurt you feel like really tired, you're probably getting low blood sugar from it. So yes, you can eat dairy, but good dairy. So Greek yogurt, cheddar cheese is fine. Even cream cheese in moderation is fine. Ice cream, you know, every once in a while is fine. You got to indulge and have fun, but it's not something you can have every night and have like great results or anything, obviously. So just pay attention. Read ingredient labels. Look at what's putting in your body, and also looking at the serving size. It's super important, because it may say on the bag, you know, or the bottle, it has 20 grams of sugar or something. But what you don't know is that's 2 or 3, that whole bottle is 2 or 3 servings. So that has 60 grams of sugar, not 20 or whatever. So pay attention to labels, and if you can eat dairy, enjoy your dairy, you know, but as always, everything in moderation. So, to our final question, how important is nutrition if you work out? Really good question, and nobody's gonna like the answer. Nutrition is super duper important. Do you like that? Super duper. It's like 70 to 80% of the key. Like, no doubt about it. I wish the answer was different. In my younger years, I used to think, I'm just gonna work out hard all the time and so I can eat whatever I want. Well, that doesn't really work for most of us. Some of it does, and especially now as we age, it definitely doesn't work. So you got to get your nutrition on point if you want to lose weight. And I'm not talking about starving yourself. That's exactly the opposite thing you want to be doing if you're working out, for sure. I think that's more important than just asking about nutrition is, you know, how do I eat? How much do I eat? Because if you're working out hard and you're, then you think, oh my God, I did an awesome workout today, and now I'm going to go home and force myself not to eat, besides being absolutely in a crappy mood and feeling tired and exhausted and being moody to your children and all the other side effects of being hangry, you're going to have, you're going to stunt your metabolism. Your body's going to start holding on to fat, and you may lose some weight at first, you know, especially water weight will come off, but at some point that's going to stall, and you're going to feel like crud, and you're going to be burning muscle when you do work out, not fat. So now you're going to become skinny fat, even though you're in the gym killing it. It's just an all-around insanely bad way to go. So you need to eat whole foods, whole grain foods, you know, good fats, good proteins, you know, a nice balanced diet, and eat a lot of that. I mean, seriously, to a point where you're like, this can't be right. I shouldn't be eating this much. But if you're eating good quality food and you're not coming home and, you know, using those calories towards like Doritos and pizzas and everything every night, you're going to have amazing results, and you're going to be feeding your body, and you're going to feel awesome, and you're not going to have the highs and lows in the day. I promise you, you're going to feel amazing and shed the fat, and then you're going to start putting on muscle, and you're going to look amazing, and you're going to be like, how did I do this? I wasn't starving myself. I'm feeling amazing. I look great. I'm eating, and I'm in a good mood. So yes, nutrition is extremely important, way more important than your fitness regimen. So get that on track, and you'll have amazing results. So I hope I answered your questions. I'm super excited that I got a few questions and I was able to answer them, hopefully very thoroughly. And I'll do this again soon, and hopefully we'll get some more questions and, you know, do it again. All right, thanks.